Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. I'm Mike Drotis, Bible teacher and preacher. You've tuned into my YouTube channel, Solving the Prophetic Puzzle. We are close to the rapture. We are very close. In fact, we are closer than some people think. Let me share a verse with you from Matthew chapter 17. Now, after 6 days, Jesus took Peter, James, and John, his brother, and led them up on a high mountain by themselves. Jesus took these 3 disciples after 6 days up to the top of a high mountain, and there he was transfigured. This is a type and foreshadowing of the rapture. And notice that it was after 6 days. We know that one day with the Lord is as 1,000 years. Psalm 90 verse 4 and 1 Peter tells us that. We believe, many scholars believe, that mankind's timeline or lease on planet Earth is 6,000 years. Just like God created the earth in 6 days, God gave mankind 6,000 years. And on the 7th day of creation, God rested. On the 7th millennial, God is going to have his kingdom on earth. We are near the end of 6,000 years. To the Jewish calendar, it is 5782. And you may be saying, well, wait a minute, that's not that close. You said we were close. That's a ways away. 5782 is a ways away from 6,000. Oh, hang on for a minute. Let's get deeper into this. If you go back into the book of Genesis and begin to study, you can start adding years. You can look at the lineage and you can see how old each person was. We don't know their birthdays, but we can be pretty close as to how many years have transpired. Things are going to go pretty good for a while until we get to the book of Kings. We don't understand the destruction of the first temple, the exact timing of that. Daniel mentions 4 Persian kings, yet history tells us there's 13. There's gaps, or as the Jewish scholars say and the rabbis, there are missing years. They can't come to an exact conclusion as to how many years are missing or excluded, but they do say this: we are closer to the year 6,000 than what you think. Look at it this way. Roughly speaking, if you were to draw a timeline on a piece of paper and start on one side with day 1 of creation and go forward for 4,000 years or 4 days, you would be roughly at where Jesus Christ came to this earth, died, buried, and was resurrected. That would be 4 days. From that day, after Jesus died, began the church age. Peter spoke about this on the day of Pentecost. And the first sermon that he preached, he spoke about from the prophet Joel that says, and this is what was spoken by the prophet Joel. And it shall come to pass in the last days, says God, that I'll pour out my spirit on all flesh. So we have now moved from that 4-day period before Christ to the last days after Christ. In fact, we are living in the last of the last days. Soon, 6,000 years will be completed, and then Jesus Christ will return as King of Kings and Lord of Lords and establish a millennial kingdom. But before all that happens, prophecy has to be fulfilled and the rapture will have to occur. So we are closer than you think to the rapture. Look at Hosea chapter 6:2. Hosea gives us a clue about the rapture. Hosea 6:2. After 2 days, he will revive us. And on the 3rd day, he will raise us up, that we may live in his sight. Hosea might not have understood exactly what he was saying here, but what he was saying, or what I see he was saying, was that after 2 days, 2,000 years since Jesus Christ was on this earth, after 2 days, he will raise us up and we will be with the Lord forever. Hey, the rapture is coming sooner than you think. Keep looking up. He's coming back soon. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for liking. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time as we continue to solve the prophetic puzzle.